Assalamu alaikum. My name is Shoaib Akram and my roll number is 16901080. And the topic we are going to present is inheritance for PL/SQL objects.
In this presentation, we will talk about inheritance of objects. What is inheritance actually? What is supertype and subtype? What is final and not final types of objects and method? Supertype and subtype creation, not instantiable types and methods, creating a not instantiable object type, overloaded and overridden methods, and the last thing we will discuss is restrictions on overriding methods. Inheritance is a mechanism that connects a subtype to a supertype in a hierarchy. The subtype is directly connected to the supertype. Inheritance is actually the ability of one object type, that is called a subtype, to take attributes and methods from the other object type called the parent or base. A subtype that inherits a supertype automatically inherits all the attributes and the methods that are present in the supertype or parent, except those that are kept final in the supertype. The final methods cannot be inherited in any of the subtypes. The inheritance works very efficiently in such a manner that any changes made to the attributes and the methods present in the parent type are appearing exactly same in the subtype. If you have made any changes to the attributes and methods in the supertype, on the time of recompilation, all those changes will appear in the subtype. Oracle supports only single inheritance. There can be many subtypes for a supertype, but there could be only one supertype for a supertype. Is an entity that can be divided into subtypes. It has the basic characteristics of that type and is used to provide that similar functionality to many other inheriting objects. The main aim of the supertype is to maintain all the attributes and the methods that are to be used by other inheriting subtypes at different levels. The main aim of making a supertype is that we do not need to write same piece of code for several times wherever we use it. We will write it just in the supertype and use it wherever we need it. Whereas the subtype is the object that derives functionalities from a super object. The subtype can access all the attributes and the functions or methods that are present in the supertype. For the sake of example, we can take the example of a customer. The customer can be taken as a supertype. There can be different kinds of customers. For example, we can classify them as an individual customer or an organization. Both of them can be classified as customers. There will be, for each of them, there will be some basic attributes that will be common to both of them. For example, every customer will have customer ID and the customer address. The organization will also have these attributes and the individual customer will also have these attributes. These two attributes, customer ID and the customer address, will be placed in the supertype customer, while the subtypes, the individual customer or the organizational customer, will have different other attributes. These will be they will be divided on the basis of those differentiating attributes. For example, the individual customer may be classified on the basis of having CNIC number or the profession that he works in. On the other hand, the organization may be classified on the basis of having organization ID or the contact person that is used. Here is an illustration how the inheritance takes place. First of all, the A object is the supertype of all the subtypes. As we mentioned earlier, there can be only one supertype, but there can be more than one subtypes. As we can see, the object A can be inherited by object B or object D, or both of them at the same time. But there cannot be more than one supertypes that can be inherited by a single subtype. Final methods or objects are those that are not needed to be inherited by any subtype. For example, if we want some of our method present in the supertype should never be used by any of the subtype, then we can classify it as a final method or object. Then it will never be accessed by any of the subtypes. Whereas not final are those that could easily be inherited by any of the subtype. By default, there are all the methods that are present in the supertype are not final, so that they can be classified as those that can be inherited by any of the subtype. We can also write for our understanding not final at the end, but by default it is not final. Alter type person type final is a command that is used to change a not final object to a final. We can use create type statement for creating a subtype. This statement specifies the immediate parent of the subtype with the under keyword. The under keyword is used by the subtype that inherits any of the supertype. After the keyword under, the name of the supertype comes that is to be inherited by the subtype. For this purpose, you need to perform the following tasks: creating a parent or supertype object, creating a subtype object, generalized invocation, using generalized invocation, using generalized expression. You can create a parent or supertype object using the create type statement. Here is an image of code that is used to create a supertype object. The ID number, the name and the phone number are the attributes of the person. The function get ID number return the number, and the show function returns the concatenated ID, name and the name of the person. The show function is the function that will be inherited by all the subtype objects. Here the subtype student type under the class person type is created. This subtype inherits the attributes from the person type as well as the show function that can be overridden by the subtypes. Generalized invocation. Generalized invocation provides a mechanism to invoke a method of a supertype rather than the specific subtype member method. It actually sets the priority of the method present in the supertype high, so that the member method present in the supertype must execute first. Then the member method present in the inheriting subtype execute after that. Self argument is used for this purpose of generalized invocation. Using generalized invocation, it invokes the parent type method rather than the specific subtype method implicitly. The implicit self argument is used for this purpose. Using generalized expression, like a member method invocation, it is also supported when a method is invoked with an explicit self argument. This method is invoked explicitly. Here we can see the arguments of the inheriting subtype are passed to the show method that is present in the supertype as an argument. So we can explicitly invoke the method. Not instantiable types and methods. If a type is not instantiable, you cannot instantiate instances of that type in the subtype. There are no constructors for that. For example, if you want to use a supertype that serves only as a supertype that can be inherited by some specialized subtypes, and then you can declare that type as a not instantiable. On the other hand, a not instantiable method serves just as a placeholder. A placeholder means it is declared but never implemented in the type, in the supertype. Every time you have to use that method in the inheriting subtype, you will have to override the method in your own way, in a different way for every subtype. In the supertype, there is only the definition of that method, but when you have to use that method in the subtype, you have to implement that method in your own way. In this case, there is no point in defining the method in the supertype. That means if you have to override the method in a different way in each of the subtype, then what is the advantage of supertype? So in this case, there is a hectic job of overriding the method every time you use it. Creating a not instantiable object type. If the subtype does not provide implementation for every not instantiable method, then the subtype must be declared itself as a not instantiable. A not instantiable subtype can be defined under a instantiable supertype. Here is the code of defining a not instantiable subtype under a instantiable supertype. Overloaded and overridden methods. The process of adding new methods that have the same names as inherited methods to the subtype is called overloading. Overloading is very useful when you want to provide a variety of ways of doing something. For example, an ellipse object might overload a calculate method with another calculate method to enable calculation of a different shape. That different shape might be a circle or a rectangle. For those purposes, overloading is very useful. Whereas overriding is the process of redefining an inherited method to customize its behavior in a subtype. Unlike overloading, you do not create a new method, you just redefine an existing method, and using keyword overriding it is done. For example, a subtype circle inheriting a supertype ellipse might use or override the calculate function from the ellipse to local work locally for its own purposes, for or for calculating some specific calculations regarding the circle. In the case of overriding, the system relies on the information contained in the subtype, not in the supertype. It only uses the information contained in the member method's self argument. There are some restrictions on overriding methods. Number one, only methods that are not declared to be final in the supertype can be overridden. As we all know, by default, all the methods are defined or declared to be not final. So all the methods that are present in the supertype can be overridden normally. Number two, a static method in a subtype may not redefine a member method in the supertype. And the third one, if a method being overridden provides default values for any parameters, then the overriding method must provide the same default values for the same parameters. Thank you so much.